Hello, eighth graders. So I am here and Will is actually going to help me out today. Can you say hello?
Hello.
Okay. We are going to go through how to do our doodle notes that go along with the choose one for our mini atmosphere unit. So here I only have 4 of the pages, but there are 5 in total that you will need to complete. I have this 5th one over here. Okay. We are going to start with the very first page. I'm going to just kind of run you through what I'm expecting, and then I will give you clues as to which questions you need to answer. Huh? It's a clock. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? Okay. Oh, this is supposed to be the Earth. Okay. What is the first thing we need to do, though, when we get a piece of paper? What do we have to put at the very top?
Names.
Our names. So you want me to write Will? Okay, I'm going to write name because my 8th graders are silly to where sometimes when they see my name, do you want to know what they write on their paper?
What?
My name. But should they be putting Mrs. G? No, they need to be putting their name. So instead of name, you would write Will. Okay, so make sure you put your name at the very top. Oh, well, we're just going to stick with Will for now. Okay, so remember, the first thing we want to do is we want to kind of go through, too much. We want to go through the page, kind of read what's going on first. So we see our key terms in all capital letters. So this is climate. We have climate zone, atmosphere, and all that. So this is just the first page. So what is that?
Atmosphere.
This is part of the atmosphere, yes. Do you know what's in this part of the atmosphere, though? What does that look like?
Satellite.
A satellite. Okay, so let's take a peek. So the first key term, now I'm just going to go through, and now granted, I'm doing all this on my computer because I was silly and I forgot my papers at school, and I wasn't going to run to the school right now. So I'm going to highlight my key term. I have climate zone, plus do you remember what we just called this part? Atmosphere. Okay, we have those sorts of things. So those are my key terms. Now, I also need to go through, Will, and this is the one thing that they sometimes forget to do, is after they highlight their key terms, they also need to highlight part of the definition. Now, I don't expect them to memorize their entire definition, but they need to memorize some of it, right? So we know what the word means. So climate. Weather data collected over long periods of time. So I would be happy with weather data and a long time. Okay? A long time ago. Now, a climate zone, which is the typical weather of a given area on Earth. So I will, okay? Typical weather. That would be sufficient for that one. Now let's go down to atmosphere. So atmosphere are layers of gas that surround our planet. Greek atmos means vapor or steam. In spheria, yeah, you can say that louder. That's actually really, really good. It's a seal.
A shield.
A shield, sorry. That protects us and
It keeps us inside Earth.
And it keeps us on Earth. You're right.
No, I didn't say on Earth. Inside of Earth.
Oh, inside of Earth. Well, are we inside the Earth right now?
No, we're on the side.
We're on the top.
I thought we were upside down. We will be on the bottom.
Oh my goodness. So atmosphere is the layers of gas. So now what we need to do, Will,
is talk about anything.
No, we can't just talk about anything. We have to talk about what's going on here. So, I go through and I tell them some of the stuff that I want them to go back and answer.
No, Mama.
I can't do black or else they can't see it. Okay, so here is a question that they need to answer. What is the difference between climate and weather? Okay, we'll get there here in a second, okay? So what is the difference between climate and weather? Well, I'm going to go to insert instead of draw just because you're not going to have me write like that. It's just not going to happen. So what is the difference between climate and weather? So the difference between climate and weather, do you know the difference, Will? So climate is over a long period of time. This is something that we should expect time and time again, versus weather changes all the time. Yeah, we will in a minute. Okay, so it changes all the time. Okay, no more, please. Okay, so I'm going to move this. It's something that you can fit in there. I would normally write it like on that little clock because it is good to know. Okay, so that. Now, they need to color code their Earth. Where do you think it's going to be super duper cold? Here at the equator or up at the North or South Pole? The North and South Pole. So in light blue, so I'm going to go back here to draw. In light blue, okay, I'm going to highlight this is where it's going to be oop, you bumped me. That's okay. Super duper cold. So this is the polar frigid region. Where would it be super duper warm? By the equator or up toward the poles? By the equator. So I'm going to highlight this red. Okay. For the tropical or torrid regions. And then finally in green, this is the temperate regions. And this is going to be found right in between. That's where we live. Is it super duper hot all the time?
No.
Is it super duper cold all the time? No. So
it's nice and warm.
It is. It's comfortable. Okay. So fantastic. So we've answered that one. Now we need to label in black the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, the Arctic Circle, the Antarctic Circle, and the Tropic of Capricorn. Do you want to know a trick?
What?
Each of these lines is one of those 5 words that they need to know. So I'm going to go back here to insert.
No.
Yeah. I know. You're like, I just want to color. But sometimes we have to do some learning first. So I'm going to start with the equator.
I'm going to go get a drink.
You're going to go get a drink? Okay. So we're going to start here with the equator. And then I'm going to drag that down. Our equator is right in the middle. Okay. Equator, equal, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be right here in the middle, splitting the 2 in half. Okay. Then we need to do the Tropic of Cancer, the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. They put it kind of in order for you, which is really nice. So I'm going to just put my draw box here. Okay, and then I'm going to copy 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to bring it down here. But again, you should be writing this because, let's undo that. Just because you shouldn't have the same problem as I do right now with not having my paper copy in front of me. So, this is our Tropic of Cancer. Okay, this is our Arctic Circle. Okay, I'm just editing it a little bit so it fits a little bit better, and hopefully it still makes sense to y'all when you're watching this. This is our Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, so this, and then finally our Antarctic circle. Arctic circle. Oop. I hope you're not hearing all the scraping of a learning tower in the background. So those, okay? So that you need to answer, where does weather occur? Well, all of our weather occurs in the troposphere. So I'm going to paste, but I'm going to drag it down here. All of this happens in our troposphere. Remember, the troposphere is where we live, where we stay, like where just life occurs. Okay? I would expect you to color your Earth. So I'm not expecting perfection, but I'm looking for relative, like all of this is land. And then you have ocean all in here. Okay? And then if you could color in some of this, but I'm going to go through, I'm going to highlight. There are certain things you're going to need to answer depending on the page you are on. So unequal heating, you will need to draw a shadow.
What did you say?
What do you mean, what did I say?
What did you say about that?
Oh, just that these are some of the questions that they need to answer.
Mom, look.
Oh, William poured his
Juice.
orange juice or apple juice, because I didn't think we had orange juice.
Apple juice.
Okay. I want you to try the climatogram. Just see if you can interpret this data. It is really good to kind of see and know and understand. Okay. When it comes to fabulous. So understanding, like adding in
It's brown
pause.
over there, but it's
Yep.
pink over here.
So add labels to the pictures and describe and explain the geography and how it impacts our weather. We talked about our coastal winds especially, but see if you can deduce the difference between inland and mountainous. Okay. Label Earth's rotation using red. Okay, and then using two different colors, color code the white arrows to show the path of the wind without the Coriolis effect as compared to the wind with the Coriolis effect. Okay?
Mama,
1 second, Will.
what were you talking about before?
Just the stuff on the first page. These are also some things you're going to have to identify. Now, I'm going to jump over to that extra page that isn't on here. But you need to doodle or describe something that shows radiation. You need to identify that heat always moves from hot to cold regions. And then identify whether this is convection, radiation, or conduction. And then give me 2 examples of whichever ones you want to. Okay? So keep in mind the currents in the Earth's mantle. You should know that one. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask your teachers. We are here to help, and so is Will.
Mom, look, I did this.
Apparently he drinks apple juice like a cat, so hey, we're going to call it a win. Okay, what do you say to the 8th graders?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Let me know if you guys need anything.